Hey, how's it going? So ArchMage has been out for a little bit. I've had some time to try it and formulate my opinion on it. So that's what this video is. It's my opinion on the class, whether or not it's worth the farm and what it replaces. Because I think the biggest thing about this class is it replaces one of my old favorite classes. Alright, before I talk about the class more, I'd like to go through the enhancements that you'll see in this video, including Arcanon, the weapon enhancement. Now, if you use Elysium, it's also very good for this class. I'm going to leave a link to a Google Doc that Malevolent made. It is really good for the class. Check it out. I didn't personally use it, but I'm sure the advice I got was from that guide, I imagine. So yeah, that's really solid information there. If you're looking for an actual guide on the class, I would check that out. If you're just looking for enhancements, you get the forge stuff. You're gonna do well with most of the forge stuff, and you can mix and match for whatever situation you're going to want to use. Here's my build. So we got Arcanon here, which does damage yourself, but also increases the damage the lower your HP is. Very, very nice enhancement. It's pay to win. It comes from the dark box and dark key you get from opening treasure chests. So you got to get those through RNG, through opening chests. Chests are not like loot boxes. It actually, every time you open a chest, you cannot get a duplicate. So you got a higher chance of getting the item you actually want the more chests you open. But they do add more items to the chest all the time, so the longer you wait, the lower the chance, or the harder it is to get those items from it. Anyway, that enhancement there is what you're seeing on the weapon. Normal wizard, level 100 on the armor, and if you don't have forge enhancements, you're going to want to be using wizard for everything on this class. Using Pneuma Clairvoyance here on the helmet, so yeah, that's really good. And penance on the cape. Also, as a side note, I do have Poly Roger equipped, which does help do extra damage in this room. Okay, so here's the class performance, and I'll talk about the class and the farming process and whether or not I think it's worth it. So, first up, I want to go over the biggest annoyance of this class. So, there's two different forms you can be in. There's Corporeal and whatever the other one's called, Arcane or something. So, right now I'm in Corporeal, and I would do 1, 3, 5 to get in there properly. So you can see the symbol for it up here is the same. It's the same artwork they used for both of the different forms. So there's no way to just visually look up here and know which one you're in. There's the same symbol for both. Really bad design from the class designers. I do not know why they chose that. They could have put anything. One of them could just be blank, and so you just know. Like they could have done no effort and put a different symbol there for the different form that you're in, but they did not. It's the same symbol for both. Really annoying. That's one of my biggest gripes with the class, and that's a good thing. That's my biggest gripe with the class, because otherwise the class is really, really good. Let me pull up a battle analyzer here so you can see the DPS and KPM and stuff like that for this. So with the enhancements and stuff that I use and the way I use this class, it's basically a really buff version of Abyssal Angel that just does crazy amounts of damage, and yeah, it just works really, really well. So you can see here, I'm climbing up to 7,000. It should go up to 8 or higher. We're at 64 KPM, which is really, really decent for a farming class. Yeah, we're well over 8,000, and it'll keep climbing there. So really good DPS, really good KPM, and my biggest thing about this class is that it's just 2 skills. Just I love it. Heals itself. With Abyssal Angel, when you're using just the 2 skills, you still have to kind of pay attention to your HP, especially if there's any healer in your room, because you'll have to hit the heal skill. So you're technically having to use 3 skills on Abyssal Angel. This is 1 less because it just passively always heals. It's just you can stop combat and you'll still be healing. You'll be AFK Yolgar, your guy will have a HOT on him. For some reason, it's kind of annoying, to be honest, sometimes, but I wish you could turn it off. There might be a way of turning it off, but relogging, I guess. But yeah, it's really good. So you're just passively healing always, basically, which makes it so you can actually use that Arcanon enhancement on the weapon from the dark box to actually make the class shine. It's one of the only classes that can actually utilize that enhancement, which is really good as well. So yeah, there's that. If you're thinking about farming this class, you should be going now and doing it. If you're like, hey, this class looks good, go now. There's a Nightbane fight at the end, and the Nightbane's in the same room as another boss that you need to farm. So doing it in a public room is going to be really annoying. There's a flip guy and the Nightbane, two bosses that need to be separately farmed for to obtain the class, and they're in the same room. So half the room could be farming the flip, half of the guys could be farming Nightbane. Good luck finding a party in a public room. That's terrible design in my opinion for that farm, but that's, yeah, really awful. It took me roughly around 24 hours roughly on stream of farming. That was mostly because I didn't have the ability to get the Brilliant Aura yet. I had to farm the weapon from the quest line to get Brilliant Aura. But if you can already farm Brilliant Aura, the Brilliant Aura doesn't take that long to get. And it would probably be 15 hours or less farming, depending on the reputations you'd have to go for and stuff like that. There are quite a few reputations you have to get for this class as well. So it wouldn't be that bad of a farm. You could probably get done in 2 or 3 days if you're farming for a couple hours a day. So not too bad of a farm to get this class. And I do think it does really well. I'll probably use this instead of the Master Moglins I was using as my farming class before. It's really good. And with the new add of the outfits to be able to swap enhancements really quickly, it's also really good for this because you can just, yeah, swap to it really fast. I mean, I guess it's good for every class, not just this, but you can see we're doing 88,000 DPS in solo room. If you get a Revenant in here, that goes up to like 12k higher maybe. The kills per minute go way up to it's just the one class boosting you. It just shoots through the moon, but that applies to every other class as well, but it really does help us out quite a bit. So yeah, really crazy class, really crazy DPS. The farming can be annoying, so you might want to get that done while there are still players doing it. And I think that's all the points I have to hit on for this. Yeah, so if you have Revenant and you're thinking like, is this a good replacement? I mean, you can look at the stats on the side here. You can come to this room and try your Revenant, see how it compares after 4 minutes, see what your numbers add up to, and maybe it's something you want to get. Maybe you just want to stick with Revenant. I don't know. I don't have Revenant yet. I'll have to go pick that up one of these days soon here, hopefully, so I have a good point of comparison. But yeah, that's the class. I think it's really decent. It's so good that some of the people are like, is it going to get nerfed? I don't think it'll be nerfed. I hope it doesn't. I think it's in a really good spot. It's a very strong class. Great end game farming class, and the fact that you only have to use 2 of your fingers to farm is great. You don't really pay attention, just farm with 2 fingers. It's good for really long farms. One thing you might not think about with a class like Legion Revenant is you do have to use all the skills on it, or more skills than 2. So yeah, there's gonna be a difference there in how long you can spam with your whole hand compared to just 2 of your fingers on your hand. As weird as that sounds, like, oh no, we're stressing out our hands farming, but you know, after 5 hours straight, yeah, it might get to that point if you're a legitimate farmer. But anyway, that's all my thoughts on the class. Leave a like if you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what kind of enhancements you're running, how your stats line up towards mine. Are you doing better? Are you doing worse? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.